Saturday night on 1010XL. Kickoff at 7:45. Announced yesterday, the NCAA designated Jacksonville as a host city for the national competitions for Division I and Division II track and field. It's 85 degrees at 12 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Attention.
They are not ready for prime time.
Prime time. That's the name.
Prime time.
What time is it? Showtime, prime time.
It's XL Primetime. Featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
Big dogs ready to rock and roll. XL Primetime in the noon hour. Happy to be here on a Thursday. Noon to 2 is how we roll on Thursday. The Francis Show comes in then. And then we get into Jaguars programming after that, including the Doug Peterson Show. I'm back after a beautiful day at Furyk and Friends, and I do think that does warrant this. As we get things going.
Wow, that was right out of the gate, man. Holy cow.
As we get things rolling on just that Corona feel, getting the weekend started properly, and especially when I kind of felt like my weekend started yesterday. Because I told you guys, it was such a great time. The weather was awesome. Our pro was Eric Axley, who was a diehard Tennessee Volunteer fan.
Nice.
So we spent a lot of time talking ball, talking Josh Heupel, even bringing up, he is very close to that program, so he's bringing up Danny White as the linchpin to the success. That bringing him was what brought Josh, of course, because he plucked him from UCL.
So you didn't take any Tennessee shots, I assume.
Oh, you better believe I did.
You did. There you go. There you go.
I got the son-in-law who loves Rocky Top and actually is a diehard, so I had to take a few shots, but I didn't have as much ammo as I'd like to have.
Yeah,
okay?
Understandably.
I would like to have a little more ammo, so I figured we would talk some college ball today. Since just chatting with him, strolling 18 holes, and just hearing a fan talk about college ball. And here's a guy who just barely turned 50 to make it onto the PGA Tour Champions, and he got into this field by making a double eagle, which is just awesome. But we were just talking, and it kind of brought me back to the fan. And I'm thinking, talking to you guys as we're getting ready for the show, I know most Florida fans thought they would be in a position where they were ready to replace their coach, or it would be El Succo through the month of September. But did they really think it would either be this bad or ready to start anew with a new head coach by the time you got to the first Saturday in October? Remember, Matt talked about the possibility of a guy getting canned in September. Well, here we are, first Saturday in October. He still lives and breathes and walks as the Gator head man, but for how long? And then the other half of that is Gus Malzahn and the UCF Knights. They took a little bit of a torching, courtesy of Colorado, the other night. And so they got a bloody lip.
They were smelling themselves, as Leon likes to say.
They might have been. And so I figured we start off with a little college ball, talking about them, of course, and then about FSU. Remember how great the FSU-Clemson rivalry was. And here we are with another.
Well, remember how great the game was last year.
Yes. Florida State did not lead that game until they won that game.
Right.
In overtime. Did not have the lead the entire 60-plus minutes until they scored 6, and they won it. It's just crazy. That's where we are.
Clemson dominated the game for the mass majority of the game. Turnovers, that blitz, that fumble, the Clemson Florida State picked up. Yeah, I mean, Clemson played that game to a T, but just unfortunately went into overtime and they lost it. But it was a great game on both sides of the ball. Great game. I loved it.
We've been treated to a lot of good ones when you go back to that series, so we'll have a little fun talking about that. But I'd love for Noles fans to check in, Gator fans to check in, really all college football. Any of y'all can do it. 641-1010. You can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures because September has already left your grasp. You are now into October, and things are going to get real. We all know that the college football playoff has ramped things up just a bit when it comes to the field of 12. But there are teams already, right now, based on what we're talking about, that know they're going They're not going to be anywhere near that college football playoff, that chatter of the top 12, because they're done.
Well, they are. I mean, there are very intriguing games this weekend outside of our little bubble. Okay.
Yeah.
Very intriguing games, and this kind of might weasel its way into the bubble actually, because if Ole Miss goes to South Kakalaki and loses that game, because South Carolina should have beat LSU in Columbia.
They physically wore them out and then just could not create enough offense.
And they wore out Kentucky.
Yeah.
Okay. Who beat Ole Miss on the road. Mm-hmm. And I know you can't do transitive property, especially at this level of play, but that is not going to be an easy game for Ole Miss.
And would you agree, both of you guys, Shane Beamer already has pulled one Gamecock out of his hat.
Yeah.
Beating Kentucky up there in Lexington.
Course, yeah.
But does he have another one? Does he have another one up his sleeve?
They're much better than anyone thinks defensively. So they're going to get after Jackson Dart. They're going to affect the quarterback. And that place is going to be loud, and that will be a difficult environment for Ole Miss. If Ole Miss loses again, if you're Florida and Ole Miss loses again, there's your second loss. You now will have the ability to go get Lane Kiffin at the end of the regular season.
Gator fan may not realize this, but they are rooting for the future Gator head coach to be 0-2 in consecutive Saturdays.
Yeah.
And then, of course, there's Missouri. Sorry, Leon. Then there's unbeaten Missouri. Another one of the, Missouri / Ole Miss / Tennessee, these teams could be in the playoff from the SEC, and we got to see it to believe it. Now Missouri goes to Texas A&M in another difficult environment, right?
Oh, yeah.
So now what does Missouri got? They've had 2 weeks to prepare. A&M's playing really well with Marcel Reed, the backup to Connor Wigman, who, by the way, is healthy, and apparently if he's ready to go, Mike Elko says he's going to start, but don't believe that. There's no way you are riding the hot hand right now, and Marcel Reed is the hot hand. And he also stresses defenses with his legs. So another test, I think, for Missouri. So two really kind of like under-the-radar games this week that will give you a little indicator of where things are headed.
Is South Carolina quarterback back? The one that
yes.
He's back in the game. Yeah. Because I think that was a determining factor. And him being out that game against LSU, and the reason why they lost. But I saw that defense. They got 2 bookends at defensive tackle. Defensive end.
Oh, my.
That gets after it pretty good.
Yeah.
So Jackson Dart, he's going to need the protection. Their defense is rock solid. The way they got after LSU from start to finish, yeah.
And the other thing, Leon, is that I know that any team, once they do suffer an L, they can course correct. We know that. But what does creep into the head as a college player when you do lose, when everything's been said that you have a chance to play for it all, and then boom, you get the L? What happens? How do you treat it?
Well, I mean, I have to go back to 1990, number 1 team in the nation. We lose to BYU, and then we lose to Notre Dame, and then we feel that at that particular point, you're out of it. You're out of the college football chance to win a championship. You try. What we tried to do is we tried to take it out on every team that we had to play, knowing that we weren't going to be in it.
Okay.
So I mean, you can either go one or two ways. You can either fold your tent, or you can make the other teams have to pay for the fact that you're out of it. So it just depends on how your team responds. It has a lot to do with who you got in your locker room as well.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. All right, so let's just set it up. And do you smell, as we had our open with when they start smelling themselves, do you smell something on Saturday? Do you think there might be a little spoilage on Saturday where teams do get kicked to the curb? And you don't have to – 2 lost teams certainly can make it into the college football playoff. You don't have to completely eliminate them, but they ain't going to be in the best position heading into the postseason.
Well, one thing we haven't had, Matt. Now, Georgia and Alabama, they had to play. We haven't had carnage. It's always been 1 week with the top 10 teams just loss after loss after loss.
Yep.
We haven't had that yet.
Late October, early November.
These are the sleepy weekends where it happens, too.
Exactly, where we get a little carnage.
All right, so I want you to lay a few more of these out, Matt, because, hey, RJ, do you mind playing a little Miss Universe music for us right now, a.k.a. the college football theme from ABC, if you don't mind? Because I
don't like the Miss Universe music.
Yeah. It's what?
I don't like the Miss Universe music.
Well, I know. That's what I say. Because
it's kind of old school.
Well, I know that. We will go old school. I'm just talking about right now because it is the Miss Universe music. Because right now it's a beauty pageant, and you're trying to figure out exactly who's who, what do you got.
I'll give you another one. SMU's playing at Louisville.
Yeah.
That's a
very dangerous game for Louisville. Right. After what they might consider A pretty good win.
A breakout win, yeah. After it was so good against Florida State, their band was playing the sad trombone Florida State chop at the end of the game to taunt Florida State, which is just it's beautiful. It's just
I love
beautiful,
it.
man.
Yeah, absolutely. Remember I told you at the beginning of the season, I said, hey, man, what's the deal with LSU? They look pretty good. You say, they won't be able to. Well, they lit Florida State up, bro. They can pass. They can throw the ball. They can chuck it.
Yeah, and our man, Rhett Lashley, remember, there was a time when he didn't get run out of Miami. He left Miami, but he wasn't necessarily getting results out of that offense the way he would. All right, so here we are. Just to kind of give you guys an idea with that little music playing underneath to give you a little bit of a feel for it. So we are coming out of week 5, and I just want to remind people, Army and Navy, two of the great institutions, are 4-0 for the first time since World War II.
48, right? Or 47, something
since
like
World
that?
War II.
Yeah.
Indiana, 5-0 for the first time since the Vietnam War.
By the way, and if you look at Indiana's schedule, they more than likely are going to be 9-0.
James Madison, who just stepped up in competition, just stepped up a level, second year in the FBS, they're 4-0. And that includes beating the Tar Heels. BYU leads the Big 12 with an undefeated record. Rutgers, the Fighting Shianos, 4-0 for the first time in more than a decade. So this is all going on.
Also a bad schedule. They could be unbeaten deep into October.
Well,
Rutgers.
They got a big ball game. Okay, that's Nebraska and Rutgers. And Matt Rule's got to prove. You don't think that's a big ball game?
It's a fun game, sure.
Yeah, I think it's a big one.
I don't know that I would say it's a. Well, I guess if you're looking at Rutgers for what Rutgers has been traditionally, then it's a big game. Yeah,
and it's a big game for both because Matt Rule, look at what he's got. Dylan Rail is an awesome quarterback, and they turn things around quickly. They beat up on Colorado, and then you're thinking to yourself, and they keep it going. Well, then they have the surprise loss, and so they're trying to prove, obviously, that they can stay in the Big Ten conversation.
So you were asking me for like games that are like off the radar that can produce what Leon was talking about, the weekend where you've got a lot of guys that are a lot of ranked teams that are unbeaten. So I'm going to start going over some games, okay? Number 4, Tennessee, is at Arkansas. Hogs, another gut punch loss to Texas A&M in that rivalry game, okay? Another one. And this, of course, is a few weeks after the gut punch loss to Oklahoma State. So they're kind of a desperate team right now. They're going to play really hard at home. Really, really hard. That's a dangerous spot for Tennessee. That's the first one, okay? Mm-hmm. Michigan, number 10, Michigan. Got to go all the way to Seattle to play Washington.
Yeah.
And Washington's getting better every week. That's a dangerous game. USC's got to go all the way to Minneapolis against a very good Gophers defense. They're not that good offensively, but they can play D, and they're physical.
PJ Fleck doesn't do a whole lot for me.
Okay.
He doesn't go
all right,
my
wait
Gopher
and see, man. That's a night game. They're very good on defense, and they're going to get physical with USC, all right?
And they got holes in that onside kick, too.
And then there's another one on this that I hate to, say this, but...
Don't you do it, Matt Hayes.
Bro, I don't know how I couldn't, right?
Don't you do it. Don't you do it,
That's
Ricky.
a long trip, bro. 3,100 miles you're going out there to Berkeley, okay?
I know we always act like these trips now are done... I don't know.
That's a 6.5-hour flight.
In an old bomber plane or something like that.
But still, I know. I understand what you're saying. That's a long time to be in an airplane, okay? That's number one. But you get out there. The game's at 10:30 East.
Yeah, that part of it I'll go along with, and the fact that it's 4-2.
Wait, and I'm also not done. Also, Cal, pretty good defense. We saw him against Florida State, right?
I know what you're trying to do, man. Hayes.
Lead the nation in interceptions with 10.
Good for them.
Don't say they got a pretty good defense and fouled it. We saw them against FSU. That's the same thing as saying
you saw
Miami
against
had
Auburn,
a tough
too.
one in the swamp.
Saw them against Auburn, too. Well, all right, man, that's not it
Exactly.
They've got a good defense, okay? They lead the nation in interceptions with 10 picks. That's going to be a difficult game for the Games.
By the way, Auburn had nearly 500 yards against Oklahoma, defensive football team. And so, you might have something there. All right, we are just getting rolling. I've already heard from Hottie Toddy. One of our Hottie Toddy bros says, Hayes is blowing hot air about Lane. So he's obviously not wanting you to attack Oxford.
Checks back with me in a couple months, bro.
Yeah, listen, we love Hottie Toddy, but we also think...
There's a couple other intriguings. Like Ohio State gets his first test. They got Iowa. Really good defense.
Yes.
Really good defense. Let's see what that offense does against that defense. Right?
We're going to get into all those because there's definitely some good ones. All right, let's keep it rolling. We say thanks to Corona. You can start your weekend just like we do on a Thursday. Put a lime in it if you want. You can definitely enjoy Corona Premier, Corona Light, Corona Extra, whatever it might be. We're going to get rolling in the world of college football. We got Sean King coming up in about 15 minutes, and then Herm Edwards in the 1 o'clock hour as we're going to talk ball on both the college and the NFL level. We hope you hang with us. XL Primetime in the noon hour.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL. It's like overtime regardless of the score.
There's no overtime.
No overtime?
No.
The window world of Northeast Florida, fifth quarter.
Oh, wow.
After the game, join hacker Leon and Coach Campo. Presented by Von Rowan Law on 1010XL.
What a week of football and betting it was last week. Mia here, and if you haven't bet with MyBookie yet, they are still running that double deposit bonus. Just sign up with promo code 1010XL. Another huge week of college and NFL games on tap, and it begins on Thursday. Get signed up now for a little Sun Belt, Fun Belt college matchup. Texas State, a 2-touchdown favorite, headed to Troy. This is the Fun Belt, though, so we will take the over 58 points on that total. For Thursday night in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Atlanta, where they open as 2.5-point underdogs to the Falcons. I take a long, hard look at betting the Bucs with the points and parlay that over 43.5 on the total. For a limited time, MyBookie still has the double deposit bonus. Use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to double your money. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
If you suffer from constant burning, tingling, or numbness in your hands or feet, it could be a serious condition called neuropathy. I'm Dr. Nathan Riddle, DC with Riddle Wellness in Ponte Vedra. Neuropathy is treatable, and we have seen great results by using state-of-the-art, non-invasive therapies to target damaged nerves, reduce symptoms, and improve nerve function. Call 904-395-5598 to schedule your free consultation today and learn how you can live pain-free. Call 904-395-5598.
This is Paige, owner of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. People ask me all the time, what's healthy? And that's hard because healthy is different from losing weight. And I think that's where a lot of people struggle. There are a lot of foods out there that are healthy foods, but they're not going to support your weight loss. And that's what we're here to help with. We're here to help you get in the healthy foods that are going to help you lose weight. The Awaken 180 difference is our coaches. It's our team. You can find things online about weight loss, but you try them yourself and they just don't work. And that's because everyone is different. And that's what our coaches are so skilled at helping you figure out.
They certainly figure it out. This is Mike Dempsey. And as you all know, I dropped my 25 pounds in just 4 weeks thanks to Awaken 180. They did the work. I just followed my plan. They did the same for Matt Hayes, and I'd say they hit the target with Hacker, about to reach the 100-pound mark. Let them do it for you. Reserve your consultation at awaken180weightloss.com or call 844-346-1800 for Awaken 180.
Hey, it's Tony from Tony D's Pizza. If you love our pizza and pasta dishes, let us cater an event for you. Family function or office parties, we can deliver you an amazing Italian meal. Remember, it's not just pizza at Tony D's. Bay Meadows in $2.95.
I insist on complete honesty.
You can chime in anytime on the 1010XL text line.
Installed by Lifetime Flooring.
If you have something to say to me, I wish you would just say it.
Share your opinion.
Are you nuts? What?
641-1010.
That's crazy.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
This election, if you want someone who will take care of the messes, someone who isn't afraid to get dirty and work in the trenches, someone who will pump out the problems and prevent future ones, vote for the Duck.
Need your septic tank serviced? Call DuckDuckRooter, your 5-star Google-rated septic company. Visit DuckDuckRooter.com.
I approve this message.
When you're stuck, call the Duck. DuckDuckRooter.com.
Rick
Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation. Light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed has taken action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit by lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. Loan Pronto just locked in a homeowner at 4.59% APR, the lowest in 2 years. Whether you got your loan last month or last year, it's time to call Loan Pronto and dump that high-rate loan. You can lock in a lower rate fast with virtually no paperwork and usually no appraisal. There's no limit on how many times you can refi, so get started. Even if you're in process with another lender, give Loan Pronto a call. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. Purchase loans available as well, so call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781 on approved credit, MLSconsumeraccess.org.
This season, check out our revamped website at southernsteerbutcher.com. Click on the Promotions tab, and our Jacksonville weekly grilling specials will hit you in the face like a hot route over the middle.
For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
So it's kind of interesting what the Canes are doing, the Hurricanes. They've got their equipment left Coral Gables Tuesday, all right, in a big 18-wheeler. It says, Miami Hurricanes football on the side of the trailer, and it's sponsored by, they're almost as good as you with product placement, by the way, JoJo.
Oh, yeah.
Sponsored by Good Greek, not Good Grief, Good Greek Moving and Storage in South Florida. And these guys are posting videos all the way there. 2 young dudes who are driving the equipment there. And Leon had the classic response of,
I said, I don't care about, all I care is that they get the damn equipment there on time. That's all I care about. First of all, they're having too much fun. All right.
They are having a ton of fun.
They left Tuesday, and Thursday they've only traveled 1,200 miles so far. They've got another, 1,900 miles to go?
If they left Tuesday.
Yeah.
That was wow. So what have they been doing then?
I don't know.
You got to worry
about
hours. You got to worry because it could be
bar hopping, strip clubs. I don't know what's going on, but I know they should have traveled a lot longer than 1,200 miles in 2 days.
I'm just saying, if they do go that route, they need to park that big old semi behind the building. But they could be running off of a strict diet of gummies and no-dose yellow jackets.
Dude, they got all kind of sugar going through them right now.
You got to be careful. And I mean the gummies. I'm not talking about those gummies.
No, I'm actually talking about, that's after. But during the drive, they're so loaded with sugar during that drive.
The no-dose yellow jackets is what they're all about right now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Get the equipment
just get the equipment there. Yeah. First of all, they're having too much fun. That's the problem. We got a damn game to play Saturday night.
But any coast conference, these are the miles you travel now.
Bro.
It began the Any Coast Conference on Tobacco Road, where there were schools that were, I think, 3 of them. What, Matt? 3 of them within 25 miles of each other. Duke and North Carolina within 9 miles, and Wake Forest not that far up the road. Anyway, yeah, they're heading out there. Off the text line, come on, Matt. Anybody that plays Auburn will be in the top 10 in interceptions. It's not Cal's defensive prowess. That said, the U is going down this week.
I mean, to be fair, Auburn threw 4 picks against Cal. They got 6 others. And I think DJU only threw 1 against Cal, if I'm not mistaken. That's 5 with those 2 teams. Half of their total, yes. Still.
Yeah.
Still. It's not like they were just throwing. Well, in some cases, they were just throwing to him. But in others, they weren't just throwing to him. So all I'm saying is it's a long-ass trip, and that's a good defense. And it's just it's a tough spot. That's all I'm saying.
If anyone smells upset, let us know.
And we're going to beat them by 20.
All right. Game day's there. That place is going to be rocking.
Yeah. Yeah.
The hippies on the hill and Tightwad Hill are going to be just losing it.
I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. Strawberry Canyon will be just in heaven. Kidding me?
All right, so
just
you got
get ready
that
for it, bro. It's all I'm saying.
Do you smell an L? And that could easily be one of our features going forward. Do you smell an L coming up on Saturday as we talk college football? You may smell it on Sunday as well, as we'll get back to the Jaguars coming up in just a bit, or some of the other ones. Anthony Richardson, by the way, is having to fight off the injury-prone question, which we will play a soundbite from him coming up in just a little bit, because he does have to fight off the notion that he is a guy that gets hurt and is not available more than he is available. And we all know that classic line, best ability is availability. You can't help the tub with your butt in the tub. All that stuff. We've heard it 1,000 times. But staying on the college thought that we've got going right now into October, and we mentioned that if Lane loses a game to South Carolina, do the powers that be in Gainesville feel like they need to accelerate the process to maybe start having those, how would you describe it, Matt, overtures sent Lane's way? I would guess conversations.
Back-channel conversations.
Yeah, back-channel conversations. Hey, I want your representation to hear from my representation, but you and I are not talking.
I mean, at the end of the day,
basically is what they're saying.
Florida's going to have to want him. That's what it's going to have to be. They didn't want him last time. They could have had him last time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So it's, if they get to the point where they finally say, all right, let's quit screwing around, let's go get a ball coach, then you've got, that's what I wrote about this week at USA Today. If they figure out, hey, let's go get a ball coach, because if you look at the last 3 coaches prior, all right, Muschamp was a great recruiter, couldn't figure out the quarterback spot, okay? McElwain was a Nick Saban assistant and apparently a great fisherman. Dan Mullen was a terrific X's and O's guy, disinterested recruiter, right? And now you've got Billy, who they gave everything to.
No way to describe him.
They literally gave everything to him, everything he could possibly want and need.
Hire as many coaches as you want.
And not only that, they avoided or they ignored the blind spot in the mirror, which is, what if he wasn't ready for the job? And guess what? He wasn't.
Oh yeah, they had their fingers crossed on that part.
So
of it.
now
So
now you have to look at, all right, are we going to just say, all right, let's stop fooling around and let's go get somebody who knows the league, who knows how to win big, and will recruit the state of Florida? Because like I said earlier this week, it's unfathomable to me that Florida and Florida State do not recruit the state of Florida like they should. I can't even understand it.
Well,
so go get somebody who can recruit the state of Florida. Pay him what he wants. It's going to cost $11 million. It might even cost $12 million annually. Go pay the guy. If you want to win games, go find the right coach.
All right, we're going to keep it going. College football, NFL, Sean King coming up. It is XL Primetime at Corona Thursday. Thanks for hanging out with us. We have Herm Edwards in the 1 o'clock hour as well.
The First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
Who has the best lineup this season? Honda. Cars, trucks, SUVs, vans, hybrids, and electric. This is one of the greatest lineups Honda has ever had. And now is the best time to purchase or lease one. Visit your local Honda dealer now. Remember, only a Honda is a Honda.
Are you an experienced plumber or welder with MedGas certification and you're tired of being undervalued? It's time to make the move to Local 234 plumbers, pipe fitters, and HVAC technicians. With the best pay in the business, you'll earn $36.50 an hour. With benefits, that's almost $50. It's not just a job, it's a career that values you. Join the team that's got your back. Local 234, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit UA234.com to send your resume today.
Equal opportunity employer.
This right here is as good as it gets. This is life getting lived without obligations or complications. This is filling your cup and savoring the moment. This is the gift of presence, served to you in a place where there's room for everyone and enough to go around. And the best part, it's always Sonny's here. Sonny's Barbecue, local pitmasters since '68.
Kuhn Flowers and 1010XL encourage you to help those devastated by Hurricane Helene in the Big Bend area of Florida. Kuhn's will be sending a relief truck to Perry, Florida Friday morning to encourage you to stop by their Beach Boulevard location to donate tarps, blankets, first aid kits, bottled drinking water, diapers, flashlights, laundry detergent, towels, and toilet paper. Any amount will help and is appreciated. Their truck leaves Friday morning, so stop by Kuhn Flowers, Beach Boulevard with your donations today.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 3rd, 1976, future Baseball Hall of Fame right fielder Hank Aaron plated a run on his final MLB swing, driving in his 2,297th run.
Southampton invites you to enjoy a round of golf and then a round with your buds, thanks to their game day special. Every Saturday and Sunday during the season, order up 10 wings and a cold pitcher for just $22. Plus, being a member at Southampton has its privileges, like a $500 gift card when you join with a paid initiation fee. All the details are at golfsouthampton.com. Twilight Golf every day with special rates after 3 o'clock. Don't forget trivia Thursday nights and music on the patio Friday night. All at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Frank Frangie here for Stanley Pools. You know, pool design has come a long way, and if your pool is outdated, Stanley Pools specializes in bringing older pools up to date for the whole family to enjoy. That's why I did it a few years ago, and man, I love the way my pool looks now after we added travertine pavers and so much else. Stanley Pools has been serving our community since 1988, so call them today at 269-7277 or find them online at stanleypoolsfl.com. That's Stanley Pools, a family tradition of fine swimming pools.
Nick here for Bout 9 Associates, where you'll find Jacksonville's most esteemed eye doctors at each of their locations. After being selected for one of the most competitive ophthalmology fellowships in the world, Dr. Frank Bowden is frequently called upon for his expert opinion. He is currently one of the few cornea and external disease specialists in the area and the founder of Bout 9. Visit Bout 9 Associates today and experience the difference. Bout 9 Associates, keeping the First Coast focused.
I'm with Greg from Cycles of Jacksonville, and it is hot out there. You know that, Greg, but Honda has a plan for you on or off the road.
They do. There's a ton of Honda scooters, Honda Mini Motos, great for the beach. Also get you out in the woods with a Honda side-by-side. Plenty to do and stay cool.
Yeah, four-wheelers, and you can trick them out.
We can. From stereo systems to big builds, we do it all.
Everything's there for you to see. CyclesofJacksonville.com online or on Atlantic near Regency. Check out Cycles of Jacksonville.
I'm here with Clayton Bromberg of Underwood Jewelers. Clayton, why is it that when you look at how long a store has been in business, that it always seems to be the stores like Underwood's that sell fine quality that have been around the longest?
Frank, that's a question that really doesn't get asked a lot, but it should be. There are a number of reasons, but probably the biggest is because of the endorsements our longtime customers and their pieces of jewelry have given us through the years. You see, when you sell really fine quality jewelry, that piece will last longer and always stay beautiful. It might stay in the same family for generations, and through those years of wear, a lot of compliments will be made and a lot of people will be told where the piece of jewelry came from. You see, at a store like Underwood's, it's our stated goal to be the best jeweler in the South, not the biggest, so everything we do and carry has to help move us toward that goal. And ultimately, it's the satisfied customers wearing fine quality jewelry that have kept Underwood's in Jacksonville since 1928.
Underwood's in San Marco, Avondale, and the shops of Ponte Vedra.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. From GFL, Green for Life.
Small business, big target. Double Check provides AI-powered cybersecurity solutions to small businesses so you can keep your eye on the ball. Book your free consultation this month for 10% off your first 6 months. Visit doublecheck.com today.
This is Dr. Turner Vossler, Assistant Team Physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jaguars, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
The pass rushing tandem of Josh Hines-Allen and Trayvon Walker has 3 sacks through 4 weeks. Jaguars head coach Doug Peterson was asked on Wednesday if he's getting enough from the pass rush.
I think that's an area that we can continue to improve. I think we're close. When you really put on the film and look, we're when I say we're close, we're inches away from hitting the quarterback, hitting his arm, knocking the ball loose. You know, we've played some mobile guys here too in these first few weeks. You know, and so that comes into play. But you know, it's not for lack of effort. We got to continue to push pockets.
Jags, Colts. Sunday at 1. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello. We
can wiggle it.
I'm not quite sure what I thought the Jags' record would be the last time we talked to Sean King, but now I know what it is. It's 0-4, staring 0-5 straight in the face. Let's say hello to a former NFL quarterback, former star at Tulane as well. Sean King joins us now. How you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys? Thanks for having me on.
Yeah, we appreciate it. 0-4 don't look so pretty here in Duval. Sean, what is up, and how does a player approach that next game to get out of this funk?
What makes it worse is all 31 other teams have found a way to win at least one game. So Jacksonville sits on this island alone. And when you think about the expectations and you think about how the season has started, the only thing a player can do is move on to this week. You know, the one thing that you do in the National Football League is you break the season into 4 quarters. So this first quarter, I know there's 17 games, it's not 16, it's not an even number now, but the same theory exists. You move on to quarter 2, and you got to say, guys, we got to figure out how to, you know, get through these next 4 games, 3-1, and kind of right the ship and see what we can do second half of the season. That's the only way to approach it.
Now, Sean, I mean, saying Trevor's in a slump is mildly speaking, because he's 0-9 as a starter. I mean, is it as simple as a basketball player just keep shooting his jumper until it goes in the basket? I mean, what does he need to do to get out of his own head?
It's not his fault. The Jaguars created this problem. When you give a guy a 5-year, $275 million extension for no absolute reason whatsoever, he wasn't at the end of his rookie deal. He hadn't played at such a high level that everybody was only got to pay Trevor. You create like this entitlement almost, like, oh, I must be the man. Hell, they just gave me $55 million a year, when in reality, Trevor's been inconsistent throughout his early career in the National Football League. Now, the problem this year, guys, he's missing a bunch of layups. I mean, there's some guys around the league who don't have protection. Guys can't get separation. Trevor's just missing layups. He's missing throws that the guy's open, the pocket's clean, and he's got to get that fixed. But I think they put the cart before the horse. I mean, you tell me, what was the rush to pay Trevor Lawrence this offseason?
Yeah, it's really just getting the discount 1 year to the next. That's really the only reason, Sean. And looking around and looking at the rest of the quarterbacks that were available or would be out there maybe coming up.
And let me add this in, because I don't want people to think I got a problem with guys getting paid. I'm saying organizationally, I want Trevor to be a little burnt up. I want him to, have a little chip on his shoulder. I want him to be like, well, damn, they ain't paid me yet. I want that approach. I think that makes a player better.
So, Sean, have you ever been on a team that started out like this, college or pro? And how stressful is that in the locker room when you're at that point?
So, full disclosure, my first 3 years in Tampa, we were picked to win the NFC, make the Super Bowl, win the Super Bowl. We started 3-4 all 3 of those years. So we were 3-4 through 7 games. And, it's a long season. I think if I'm not mistaken, the Eagles were, 10-0 last year to start the season. It went 1-6 or something crazy down the stretch. Mm-hmm. It's a long season. You just got to stay confident. You got to be honest with yourself about how you're playing, how you're preparing. The coaches got to be honest. Are they being clear and concise in how the game plan is getting, communicated to the players? So where's your effort? Where's your attention to detail? You just got to have some honest honest conversations with yourself and with each other about why are we losing. It's not because we don't have talent.
Yeah. So, Sean, there's been talk that Doug Peterson, there was an article where it was a conversation where Doug Peterson has lost the locker room. I mean, you and I know that's the last thing that can happen, especially when you're in a downward spiral that the team is going through. I mean, what can you do as a teammate or to fix it?
Well, I'll say this, and I don't want to keep harping on this, but if you're going to pay Trevor early, everybody in that locker room's watching now, guys.
Mm-hmm.
Is he really holding Trevor up for the rest of the team? That's a quick way for guys to start, oh, okay, that's what we're doing here. They don't say nothing to the golden child, but, you know, they over here ripping me with a new one. So that whole dynamic, I'm telling you, it makes it, you know, uneasy at times when you aren't successful. I'm not in the locker room, so I don't know that to be a fact. I'm just saying when you start hearing he's lost a team, you know, you start looking for reasons why. That would be one of them.
Couple more.
Obviously, let me add this. Something's going on with Travis Etienne, right?
Yeah.
I mean, every time I watch the Jags, it seems like I see more Tank Bigsby.
I think more than anything else, Sean, they're trying to find whatever works, clicks, is successful. And Tank Bigsby has broken off some bigger runs. Just so happened Etienne had a shoulder injury coming into this game last week, and that's why Tank got early carries and maybe even his fair share. But I guess more than anything else is they're tinkering because right now it appears on the outside looking in, Sean, they don't have the answer how to get Trevor unhinged and this offense unhinged.
I just think Trevor's got to get himself unhinged. You know, you can't be on an emotional roller coaster out there. You know, I always say this, like, you got to have bulletproof emotions to play that position.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you see the guys that get too high. That's your Will Levis. I mean, he makes a great throw, and he thinks he's Brett Favre reincarnated. And, you know, the next thing he's doing is throwing the ball backwards to the other team. You see the other side of that is Daniel Jones. When he doesn't get off to a good start, body language is in the dump, and he loses his confidence. You've got to stay in the middle somewhere. And I can't explain why Trevor's missing so many layups, you know, because he's super talented, has great arm talent, prototype size. You know, for the most part, his mechanics are pretty sound. But he's been off 53% completion percentage. You know, that's below average for that league.
Yeah, to me, that's the biggest thing, Sean, is that completion percentage that low is a giant red flag. I look at it, it's almost like trust. He doesn't trust protection. He doesn't trust the receivers to get separation and catch the ball. I mean, and he's not helping himself by making poor throws either.
Yeah, I will pat myself on the back a little bit. I told you guys Brian Thomas was the best wide receiver in this class.
You did.
Now, it's some really good ones, so you can't take anything from what Harrison's doing and Neighbors, but Brian Thomas is the real deal. The more they can get him involved, the better.
All right, so
also getting Evan Ingram fully healthy would help as well. Coming out of the preseason, I did think he was kind of on the cusp of having like a breakout season, and not having him available definitely doesn't help the offense.
Okay, so we have thrown darts at a board that's got a lot of targets, and it's been Trevor's play, lack of offensive line play, run game, so on and so forth. And when you've had playbooks in your hands, you've had to run offenses, how tough can it be if it's an offense that is just way too detailed and they're not successful for any length of time before something goes bad? How hard is it to combat that as a player?
Now, I very rarely agree with Aaron Rodgers. I mean, I can count on one finger the amount of times that I've agreed with Aaron Rodgers, and this is one of them. When Coach Saylor, who's a defensive coach, said we need to scale back the playbook, Aaron's answer was 100% accurate and correct. How about hold the guys accountable?
Yeah.
Like, you can't tell me that the playbook is too deep because you don't have anything else to do. You don't have to go to class. You're not in 20 hours. You don't have a second job. This is your job. If you got to get up earlier in the morning and put more time in, okay, fine. But don't tell me the playbook's too deep. Not when this is what you do for a living.
Amen.
Like, can you imagine going to your job and saying, you know, this is too much. The manuals is too much. Your boss will be what? Well, okay, let me go find somebody who can handle this, right?
Right. Not only saying it's too much, but then saying it's the boss's fault. No, it's not my fault. It's the boss's fault.
Right. Yeah. So I don't give offensive players that out. Defensive guys, I kind of am a little more lenient because at the end of the day, they see ball, get ball at the end of the day, right? Like, I mean, you don't want to make a Michael Parsons overthink. Man, go get the quarterback, right? So, but offense is a little different, and you just got to put the time in. So I do agree with Aaron that this is a situation where if there are mental mistakes being made, then you got to hold guys accountable.
You know what, Sean? There's another thing that's going on. This team doesn't handle adversity well. I mean, they something happens and they seem to fold their tent. Now you want to play with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, with one of the all-time great defense they ever played, and I'm just saying on the sideline when something happens, we have those conversations. Like if the defense gives up a big play, offense says, "Okay, we're gonna get the ball, we're gonna score," or we turn the ball over, the defense says, "Okay, we're gonna get y'all the ball back." I don't think those kind of conversations are going on at the sidelines with the Jaguars.
I'm going to say this, and this is a unique theory that I have. Florida professional football teams should have Florida-born or Florida college football players. The one thing we had going in Tampa, we had a bunch of Florida boys, man. I mean, you had your John Lynch, sprinkled in there, but we had Brooks, we had Sapp. Like, we had cats that was from there, and Florida boys has got a certain mental toughness that they have, that they're able during the course of the game to find a way to stay locked in, stay focused. When I look at the Jags, I see a lot of youth. I see a lot of guys that are compensated, in my opinion, above what they've produced in this league. Let's just say it like that. Mm-hmm. And once you give a guy the bag, it becomes harder to coach if he's not, at his core, a guy that wants to be coached. And, Trayvon Walker's been exceptional, but, coming out of school, some people had whispers about, different things. Not blaming him in any way, shape, form, or fashion, just, he's one of your better players. Trevor Lawrence, in a lot of ways, is not really a leader. I think that Clemson environment incubates their best players. You're seeing Deshaun Watson have issues. So where does the leadership come from?
I'll tell you what, off the text line, people are saying Sean is preaching the truth. So we appreciate it, man. No doubt about it. Hopefully we'll catch up soon. Your Tulane Green Wave looks good. They walloped the South Florida Bulls this past week. So.
Yeah, we should beat South Florida, man. We left two out there. We had Oklahoma and Kansas State.
You had Kansas State.
In my Denny Green voice, they are who we thought they were, man. We let them off the hook. Y'all enjoy the weekend. Hopefully the Jags get a win. Bring me back anytime.
Right,
Trevor, start earning some of that damn money.
Thank you, man. All right, Sean, there's no question about it, because that's the feeling right now, is that this team, the Josh Allen and the Trevor Lawrence contracts, and you've preached it as well.
Well, yeah, Sean said an interesting thing that, and we don't know if this is going on or not, but if Trevor is not being scrutinized in front of the team for his bad play, and he's let off the leash, then the players start to say, "Wait a minute now, why does Trevor get a pass? Well, because he got the bag." Because he sure ain't playing that. I'm telling you, there's whispers in the locker room. He's not earning that money. Just say that.
Yeah.
And when you get the bag and you play as poorly as he's been playing, people talk, especially in the locker room.
And if you do go back to a couple decisions where there were touchdowns to be made, not just this past week, but in weeks past, where Brian Thomas is open, misses him, and so on, and tries to force it into heavy coverage. And then also when you think of the two open throws this week, I would think players do that. That stays in their head.
Yeah. I mean, because, listen, I was in that same scenario in 96. When I got the bag, I felt like I had to do something outside of what I used to do to prove to people that I deserved it. Mm-hmm. And my first few games, I didn't play well. I didn't start picking up my play until maybe 6-7 game of the season. But the first couple of games, man, I was in my own head. Yeah. And I don't know if that's happening to Trevor, but I know that sometimes you have a sense to want to prove to people that, hey, listen, I earned this money, instead of just being who you are and being a ball player.
Yeah, I just want to see that mind free up a little bit. When he started, it looked like this past week to call his own plays and at the very least check out of some stuff, and things were moving along. They moved the football for a fair amount of the game, but they just couldn't turn it into points. And I do think the corkscrew tightens when you get into the red zone, closer to the goal line. And it doesn't just corkscrew tighten for him. It does for Press as well, and maybe even Doug. the decision to go for it on fourth down, back-to-back running plays to a guy who just ran at 58. That was real bright.
I don't mind the decision. The player's got to make the play.
Do you mind back-to-back running plays for a guy who just ran at 58? I thought that was a hell of a bright idea.
Well, that's on the running backs coach. Get the other guy in there.
No, one guy's calling plays, man. One guy's calling plays.
Right, but
I know.
But the play calling has nothing.
Play
calling has nothing to do with who's in the game.
You are right. They could have subbed him out, but at the same time, Press knows who's in the huddle.
No, actually he doesn't. All you want, he's calling plays. He's literally calling plays.
He's on the sideline. He's right there.
To me, that's on the running backs coach. Get him out of there. If he just runs 60 yards, get him out.
Okay, but then the other half of it is press, and I think they're all pressing. But I think in that particular situation,
believe me, Press's face is pressed into that call sheet.
I got you.
He does not know who's in the game.
I'm just saying, play action. Okay, play action, pal. You just ran it. You now have them on the ropes, and they want to go hurry when they get that big splash.
They weren't both zone reads, were they? At least one was. I think one Trevor could have taken it outside him with an easy score. Yeah,
you might be right about that.
But yeah, that guy, he just ran 60 yards. He's gassed. Mm-hmm. Get him out of there. You ran the same play back to back in the same hole.
Yeah,
it didn't make any sense.
Well, none of that. I mean, again, I keep saying this. The easy out is just say the play call. Make the flipping block. How about that?
Look, I'm not taking anybody off the hook, but to say that it isn't always going to be a combination of coach, play call, and player, we're short-sighted. They all matter. That's for sure. All right, speaking of that, as far as making things happen, let's head into the 1 o'clock hour with the 10-10 take. Let's throw it at him real quick, RJ.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pit masters since 68.
We'll just stay on the theme since we're on the theme, and especially if you are heading to the bank on Sunday. We're talking the induction of TC into the Pride. You can have some Sonny's Pride in that tailgate barbecue. Just make sure you drop on by any one of your area Sonny's. So it is a collection of decision-making, play-making, in the moment, make whatever you need to have happen so you can be on the winning side. And that, it really comes down to all of these guys. Doug, you can question whether he has the full attention of the player, whether he's lost his locker room or not. He has to plan going into every game like I have the trust and the faith of my players in my hands. And I got to do a good job. I've got to make sure that I inspire them and I get them fired up. And then on the player side of this, they dang sure got to figure out how to be a better player every single play. Prepare better. That means practice and go into that game, that mindset that Big Searcy has always had. I'm the baddest MF on this football field, and that needs to happen. That's the 10-10 take, and we'll see whether or not they can get that job done on Sunday.
Yeah, but I'm old school. It starts in practice, though. Your level of execution has got to be elevated in practice. So when you get in games, it's second nature. It just you attack people. If you attack them the way you're supposed to in practice, it becomes second nature to you in the game.
All right, you guys let us know what you're thinking. 641-1010. You can the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Jump in the YouTube chat. It is XL Primetime. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ hanging out.
Buckle up. You're in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios with XL Primetime on 1010XL. Find your new Honda at your 8 local Honda dealers.
What a week of football and betting it was last week. Mia here, and if you haven't bet with MyBookie yet, they are still running that double deposit bonus. Just sign up with promo code 1010XL. Another huge week of college and NFL games on tap, and it begins on Thursday. Get signed up now for a little Sun Belt, Fun Belt college matchup. Texas State, a 2-touchdown favorite, headed to Troy. This is the Fun Belt, though, so we will take the over 58 points on that total. For Thursday night in the NFL, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers travel to Atlanta, where they open as 2.5-point underdogs to the Falcons. I take a long, hard look at betting the Bucs with the points and parlay that over 43.5 on the total. For a limited time, MyBookie still has the double deposit bonus. Use promo code 1010XL to claim a bonus that doubles your money on your very first deposit. That's promo code 1010XL to double your money. The more you play, the more you win, only with MyBookie.
Joe C. for Roland Reese Plumbing. You want a plumber you can count on because you want to get back to, well, everything working right. That's the worst feeling when something's broken, and it could be big, like a slab leak. It could be an entire house needs repiping, which is pretty severe. Or it could be you just got something going bad with your water heater, toilet, shower, whatever it might be. Just know this. You've got a team of experts, and we're talking trained techs, on time, on budget, voted Bold City's best, and they can get it done. Roland Reich Plumbing. When you got a leak and can't wait a week, just remember, Roland Reich.
You could win a weekly tailgate combo pack from Southern Steer Butcher. Wow. Valued at $100. And monthly winners get a Corona tailgate tent with a cooler, chair, and collectible football. It's the ultimate tailgate. Enter at 1010XL.com. Now you can watch 1010XL shows all day on X, Facebook, and YouTube. Brought to you by MyBookie. Experience Vegas from the comfort of your phone anytime, anywhere. Sign up today. Use promo code 1010XL.
If you are an experienced electrician looking for your next big opportunity, look no further than the Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller Electric, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering you the chance to showcase your skills on a grand scale. We believe in rewarding hard work with the best pay, top-notch benefits, and an unbeatable culture where people actually care about each other. Take your career to new heights with Miller Electric Company. Apply today at millercareers.com. Miller Electric, an equal opportunity employer.
It's time to take it back to the 90s, Jags fans. Be at the bank Sunday, October 6th, as we debut our Prowler throwback jerseys against the Colts and induct legendary head coach Tom Coughlin into the pride of the Jaguars at halftime. Kickoff is set for 1 p.m. You're not going to want to miss this matchup. Lock in your seats now by going to jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000.
Wondering what you're going to do for dinner tonight? Southern Steer Butcher is a full-service butcher, and we grind and make sausage in-house every day.
Now open in Ortega. For tasty tips and juicy breasts, choose Southern Steer Butcher.
Start your Sunday off with a cup of Joe and some sports medicine intel. This is Joe C. inviting you to join me and Dr. George Bari for Breaking Bones every Sunday morning at 7:30. And if you miss an episode, just look for Breaking Bones wherever you listen to podcasts.
Order for Jennifer C. Is this my double shot, double cream, double froth, double pump, double hot, double whip, double sleeve? Yeah. Can you handle that much caffeine? Hey, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Well, I do now. Seriously, did you know Discover automatically doubles all the cash back you've earned at the end of your first year? Yeah, you just said that. Did you say I just said that? Yeah, I'm cutting you off. Did you say you're cutting me off?
You earn, we match. Unlimited cashback match. See terms at discover.com/creditcard.
Expert Automotive on St. John's Bluff Road has some of the highest Google reviews in Jax for a reason. Expert Auto never sells greed, only what you need. All makes and models are serviced at Expert Automotive. This month, get an alignment inspection for only $19.99. Expert Auto does major engine and transmission repair and simple maintenance. All services done at Expert Auto by our ASC certified training technicians. Call today, 374-3373, and ask about $50 off any service. Expert Automotive. We never sell greed, only what you need.
In what building in the United States has its own zip code?
Does your homeowner's insurance company contact you before, during, or after a big storm? If not, then it's time for you to contact Southern Oak Insurance. Find us online at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours, Southern Oak Insurance.
The only building in the United States with its own zip code, the Empire State Building, a 102-story high-rise built in 1930.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Home of the Jacksonville Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
This is Mark Nato. My sons and I have seen the doctors and PAs at Southeast Ortho for everything from lumbar spine stress to elbow tendonitis. Southeast has always been there, been truthful, and always been on point. Everything they say happens. We can't thank them enough for what they've done and the great care that they have taken of our sons.
Relieve pain and get back to life. SOS. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Prosser here. I've been telling you for years about Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring. Football season finally upon us. Imagine watching your favorite team in your new Lifetime man cave, family hangout, or Lifetime's version of a she shed. And now Lifetime is expanding their replacement window division. Make your home energy efficient with their Energy Star rated windows, enclosures, flooring, and windows to fit any and all budgets. Visit the showroom just off Phillips Highway. Proud partners of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Let Lifetime be your home team.
Hi, I'm Mac with Baker Glass. If you've got fogged up windows, let me help. We'll replace them with clear, insulated units that brighten up your home. People say we're fast, friendly, and reliable. Just check out our Google reviews. Call me today. Baker Glass. No one treats you better.
This is Molly McDonald with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist Local Sports Update. Brought to you by Riddle Wellness. Heading into Week 6 of college football in the ACC, the Miami Hurricanes, who managed a comeback win last week against Virginia Tech, head to Berkeley to take on the California Golden Bears for a conference matchup late night Saturday at 10:30. Another ACC matchup this weekend takes place in Tallahassee as the Seminoles host their first-ranked opponent this season, the Clemson Tigers. Noles head coach Mike Norvell spoke on the challenges of Clemson's strong defense.
Defensive line, the forcing unit. Barrett Carter's one of the best linebackers, in the country. He does a really good job sideline to sideline. You're blitzing. Their defensive front is very impactful. Some really good players there. So, obviously in the secondary, you guys that have great range. They're going to play man coverage. They're going to mix different looks in zone. So, you got to be on point and you got to be efficient in operation. And when you get your one-on-ones, you got to go fight to go win the one-on-one.
It's 86 degrees at 1 o'clock. Time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. This is XL Primetime. Brought to you by Florida Home AC. Now that's cool. On 1010XL.
Hanging out on a beautiful Thursday. We've got great weather all week. We might have a little rain coming in on Sunday. We will see. But we enjoy the beautiful sunshine state as opposed to the unshine state. We're going to say hello to our man Eric, actually coming up in just a little bit. Past winter on tour. He is out at PGA Tour Champions play for the Furyk and friends. So we'll say hello to him. We're just probably going to talk maybe one or two things about golf and then ask him about those volunteers and see what he thinks about them coming up. But coming off of what Sean King said, and we'll have Coach Campo in with us tomorrow. He just popped his head in and basically echoing some of the same thing, that locker room will start to churn a little bit if guys aren't making enough plays. Because the essence is, and it's not like there's going to be a bunch of finger pointing, but you feel like your record should say you're better than 0-4 if a couple of plays are made. Fair or unfair?
No, that's fair. But the bottom line is that they're 0-4. Mm-hmm. And there's a reason why they're 0-4. They don't finish. They shrink under pressure. They don't hold each other accountable, and they're not making plays. Yeah. Everybody out there has got to be a playmaker, from offensive line, defensive line, tight ends, safeties. Everybody, they're not making enough plays, winnable plays to win games. So if you're not making enough winnable plays, then you finish 0-4 the way they are.
Well, it's also winnable plays, and you can expound on this too, Leon. It's winnable plays at critical moments.
Yes, that part.
Like, you know as a player when it's a critical moment, when you have to make a play. Like, it's not like, all right, let's see if we can do this. No, you got to make a play or you're not getting in the end zone.
And that's what I was talking to Sean King about. There's not enough of those conversations being had on the sideline. It's not enough, hey, listen, bro, we need to tighten up. We can't give up pressure. We got to score points. Or defensively, hey, listen, defense, we got to get to the passer. Enough said. We got to get to the passer. We're killing our DBs in the back end. All right? Yeah. We got to get to those conversations. There's no one. There's like everybody else waiting for somebody else to make a play. No, you go out and make a play. Don't look for somebody else. You go make a play. That's the problem I have. Those kind of conversations aren't being had on those sidelines.
Right, and I'm not leaving Trevor out of this either. You guys all call me a Trevor apologist. Believe me, if I'm Brian Thomas, I'm going on the sideline. I'm like, bro, I'm 3 yards behind that guy.
Yeah.
Just get it anywhere close, and I got a touchdown.
Yeah.
Anywhere close.
Yeah, and that's honestly what you're looking at right now. So let's just use this as a bold fact opportunity, because you've got to make the plays to win the game.
Here's a bold fact brought to you by Bold City Brewery. Duval's first craft brewery. Online at boldcitybrewery.com.
They are stoked to be celebrating 16 years as Duval's oldest craft brewery. And October 12th, they got big plans. We'll be telling you all about it, but make plans by logging on to boldcitybrewery.com. You can see everything that they got going on, and you definitely will enjoy their celebration because you win. We're talking about free pints for a year, growlers for a year, all sorts of cool things that are up for grabs just by hopping by and enjoying all the live music, great food, and some of the cold brew. So this team is the only team without a win. That is El Succo land. Everyone else has a win, including the hated Tennessee Titans, who just got one. So you got 3 rookie quarterbacks this past week. Jaden Daniels, Bo Nix, and Caleb Williams all led their teams to wins. May not have been pretty, but they all led their teams to wins. Third time in NFL history that 3 rookie quarterbacks have earned wins in the same week, week 4 or earlier. That's pretty good when you're talking about rookie quarterbacks, basically the first quarter of the season. Can you name one of the other 2 years where 3 rookie quarterbacks, and I'm looking for names, please.
In the first 4 weeks of the season?
First 4 weeks of the season. 2 other times you've had 3 rookie quarterbacks, let's just call it a month into the year, first 4 weeks that they all delivered dubs. I'm looking for names. And I may give it away and just give you the year just to have some fun with this. But I'm just seeing if you got anything. I stare into the eyes
of... Was it Trevor, Mac Jones?
I was just thinking that. Trevor, Mac Jones, and Zach Thomas.
Not Zach Thomas.
Zach Wilson.
Zach Wilson. Yeah.
Zach Thomas.
Well, what's the connection? The connection is the Colts, is what I'm guessing, because they play the Colts this week, and Joe always does that little connection thing.
See, sometimes you think that is the case. It not always is the case.
My initial thing was Zach Wilson, Trevor, and
Mac Jones.
And Mac Jones. I'm going to go with...
Because even in the urban, we sucked, but we didn't suck this bad, I don't think.
I think the only win was early, wasn't it?
Club that year.
They were?
They were?
Herbs.
Herbs 05?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Okay, my bad. They did suck.
That's what I'm saying. You're about to enter Herb territory if they drop this one.
I thought they won earlier than that. All right, so then is it like the '83 class with Marino?
No.
Right.
This is in the 21st century because in part because they play quarterbacks right away now,
right?
Compared to then, and this doesn't count 1987 when they had the strike.
What about Josh Allen and L Boogie?
That's a good one as well. You haven't hit it yet.
Is it C.J. Stroud and?
Nope.
Who is it?
All right, so I'll give you one. Week 3 of the 2016 season, all 3 scored wins, and one of them was Carson Wentz. And he was a guy that was under the tutelage of one Dougie Fresh in 2016. He was still there. Yeah, on his way to taking him to a Super Bowl the next year. So Carson Wentz is one of them. Dak Prescott, same week that year, got the Dallas Cowboys to the winner's circle, and Jacoby Brissett, who's still out there trying to make things happen. But all 3 of those guys got him. Here's the other one. The other one, which if we do go Matt's route, it does have a Colts tie, and it also has his Russell Wilson requirement to a question. Back in 2012, Russell, Ryan Tannehill, and Andrew Flipping Luck. And by the way, they sucked for Luck, and then he took them right to the postseason. As soon as he got in a horseshoe helmet, took him right to the postseason. So they went from number 1. I want to say they won the AFC South that year and went right back to the top. He was a good one for a while.
It was.
And then ended up kind of getting roughed up, beaten up, and tossed around a little bit where he walked away. He was only 29 when he stepped away, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Smart guy.
Yeah, smart guy. And the Colts honored his contract, too.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They gave him that extra cheddar. And then they have gone through, if you go back and think of any number of quarterbacks that they've tried, they've gotten the big names, the guy that would come back for one more year, and it was Carson Wentz was among them, Phillip Rivers, Matt Ryan. They tried a lot of different guys, and now they're trying AR. and Anthony Richardson's having to fight off the questions of whether he's injury prone. I'll just give it to you real quick that we were talking about this earlier as far as the injuries that have knocked him out. And right now, he's thinking he's going to be able to play this weekend. It's either him or Flippin' Flacco that are going to be out there. But if you go and you take a look at his, let me see his injuries. Bruised left knee, week 1 of 23. And that's where he got absolutely throttled right there at the goal line, remember? Against the Jags. He almost got in. And then a couple plays later is when you saw that shoulder get a little hurt. Anyway, bruised left knee, week 1 of 23. Concussion, week 2 of 23. AC joint, week 5 of 23. And then he shut it down. Had the shoulder surgery, didn't come back. We all have watched as he's come back this year, oblique and hip injury this past week. So he does have to prove that he can make the smart decisions and not cost himself, which if he costs himself, he's costing his team his opportunity to be a long-term solution for them at quarterback. It's going to cost him money. It's going to cost him a chance to win football games. If he's on the shelf, he might be again.
A lot of injuries.
That is.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know what to tell you, man. A lot of injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Injury prone?
Well, I hate to use that word, and we'll pull up his answer, come up in just a little bit, but he had a good answer to it because you got guys running at you 20 miles an hour that are that big and that strong.
He's right. There's no doubt he's right, okay?
But
There's no doubt. But you also have to understand the idea of when to get down,
exactly,
when to get out of bounds, when to throw the ball. And I think he's so athletically gifted that that's not even his head. It's not even his DNA.
Right.
Which is going to eventually hurt him.
But you know what? We say that, but then El Boogie does it every week.
Yeah, he does.
They run quarterback. They run quarterback counter.
I know they do, but he
draw.
also. When was the last time you saw him get hit? Like hit.
Because he's learned. He's learned.
Yeah.
But also he even dropped LBs to be better as El Boogie.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah, which is crazy. Anyway, AR
you never see him get hit, man.
Not smashed. Never get smashed.
Yeah, AR will have to figure that out. Jaden Daniels looks like he's already figured it out, as good as he is. All right, let's say I promise we're going to talk golf, PGA Tour Champions, Furyk and Friends with my man Eric Axley, but he's going to talk some SEC ball with us coming up here in just a few minutes as we get back to college football and then also Herm Edwards before we are done on XL Primetime, a Corona Thursday.
Cruising with XL Primetime in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios on 1010XL.
1010XL Weekly is your one-stop shop for all things Jags, college ball, preps, and more. Subscribe to our newsletter today, and you'll be entered to win free tickets to the Packers game this October. Subscribe, just head on over to 1010XL.com and scroll down to the 1010XL Weekly flash page.
15,000 workers. I'm Brian Rose from Remedy Staffing. We survey 15,000 blue-collar workers each year to better understand what drives quality and dependability in our workforce. The survey shows when looking for a new job, the initial pay rate, job security, and safety while working are the most important factors for hourly workers. If you're an employer and would like to learn more about the voice of the blue-collar worker, please call us at 904-528-1933.
Poker players, brace yourselves. The World Poker Tour storms into Best Bet Jacksonville October 31st to November 19th, and the forecast calls for massive prize pools. Event 1 has a cool $200,000 guarantee. Event 6, a downpour of $300,000. And the main event, a flood of a $1 million guarantee. WPT Championship satellites are already brewing. Don't get left high and dry. Head to bestbetjacks.com for details. That's bestbetjacks.com.
I've known Glenn Coleman for a long time as a friend and a lawyer. Persistent and fair, Glenn and his firm have represented clients from North Florida and South Georgia for over 40 years in all kinds of personal injury cases. If I had such a case, call Glenn at Barnes, Cohen, and Sullivan.
It's your boy E.T., and if you can't make it to the game, come watch the game with me. I'll be at Mr. Chubby's Fleming Island this Sunday. $9 pitchers, the best wings in town, and the NFL package on all them TVs. They got 19 TVs, so you won't miss a thing. I'll be giving out swag from 1010XL and Mr. Chubby. It's going to be a party. Make sure you come say hi. $9 pitchers this Sunday, 1 p.m. Colts Jags, Mr. Chubby's Wings in Fleming Island. Proud partner of your Jacksonville Jaguars. Come on, somebody.
Electrical problems? Call American Electrical Contracting. 737-7770. Small jobs or large, they do them all. Work with a locally owned and operated company that will wire it right at a fair price. It's not just a slogan, it's the way they do business.
Mia O'Brien.
Don't I know you from somewhere?
On Helmets and Heels, noon to 2.
I swear to you, I know her.
Then there's the 1010XL video and social media channels.
I would know her voice anywhere.
All Things Mia is driven by Arlington Toyota.
On 1010XL.
Duck Duck Rooter provides plumbing, septic, and air conditioning services across the First Coast. We have the ability to travel straight to you when you need it most. We have our community covered. Duck Duck Rooter technicians are your neighbors, friends, and family. We know you best. Understand what sets us apart from the rest. When you're stuck, call the Duck. 904-862-6769 or visit duckduckrooter.com.
Hacker here, and the celebration is getting closer than I expected. On my countdown to 100 pounds. I thought it would take me a lot longer, but I'm already at 98 pounds gone. 4.5 pounds down last week alone. Next week should be epic as I do what I never thought could be done just 6 months ago. Me losing 100 pounds. What's your Awaken 180 goal? Is it hitting a number? Is it losing weight without a life of medications? Or is it just feeling better? Whatever your goal is, bring it to Awaken 180 and ask them how fast you will reach it. But Hacker, I've tried other programs and diets before. Why will Awaken 180 work? It's simple, because if I can do it, anyone can do it. Remember, when I hit that 100-pound mark, we're going to celebrate. I'll keep you updated again next week, but I have a hunch I'll be crossing that 100-pound threshold. In the meantime, pick up the phone and make your own 180. Call 844-346-1800 or online at awaken180weightloss.com.
Homeowners, listen up. The Fed is taking action, lowering rates for the first time in years, and Loan Pronto has followed suit, lowering mortgage rates big time. Prosser here. That means this is the best chance in 2 years to do a cash-out refi and unlock all that equity at an amazing rate. Loan Pronto has fixed loans under 5% APR, the lowest in 2 years. You can get a fast refi and get $50,000 to $75,000, even $100,000 in cash. Use it to pay off all your credit cards, personal loans, car loans. You'll end up with one payment each month. And for most homeowners, they save over $850 every month. If you want to keep your original mortgage intact, ask about the Loan Pronto Express Equity Line of Credit. If you act now, you can even skip your next 2 house payments. So call now. Get your rate quote in minutes with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees like those other guys. 999-1508 or loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781.
The Golf Club of Southampton has plenty going on, from a great round to a round with your buds, soaking up some football and great grub. Every Saturday and Sunday at Southampton, enjoy their game day special. Wings tossed in your favorite sauce and a cold pitcher of beer. Membership opportunities to take advantage of, too. Join Southampton with a paid initiation, and you'll get a $500 gift card. Perfect for golf, pro shop purchases, or the clubhouse. Check it out. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
High Flying Jack O'Brien here, sports fans. And now, I'm going to share the absolute right way to pronounce Kuhn flowers. It's Kuhn. Kuhn flowers. Remember, use Kuhn flowers.
There's certain places if you go in, they got what you're looking for, like Gate Convenience Stores and Cold Modelo's. That's the ticket. Or get on the craft side of things with something from Bold City or Sweetwater. Hit the cooler at Gate, full of choices and all of them good.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
Had a great time at the Furyk and Friends Pro-Am yesterday. Thanks to all of them for treating me so well and all those that were involved in the Pro-Am. Everybody has a big time because they get to play with a pro. But the thing I like most about this guy is that we got to talk college ball with him. Eric actually joins us now, a winner on the PGA Tour, a rook, if you will, on the PGA Tour Champions, who made a double eagle just to get into this field. He joins us now. We'll throw some quick college football questions his way, but I'll start off with golf. Eric, how you doing, man?
I'm good. How are you guys?
We're doing great. I had a great time yesterday. A left-hander on the PGA Tour Champions. If you see him, you might say, hey, okay, I know that guy. Eric, actually. And you're a big Tennessee Volunteer fan. We started off our show with college football based on you and I talking yesterday. how stoked are you for the Tennessee Volunteers? And as a big supporter of Vol football, how good do you think they can be this year?
I still think this year we're still a little bit young. We're obviously, our rankings-wise, number 4 in the country right now. But I think the potential's there. I hope to see it. I've been a Vol fan for a long time, so I still have to keep my guard up a little bit.
Now, Eric, y'all got a big game this week against Pig Suey. Y'all gonna come out on top, or is that a trap game that y'all need to look out for?
It scares me. I looked at the line today, and 13.5 seems like an awfully lot at Arkansas at nighttime. So I think Heupel's done a great job of keeping them up and keeping them ready for the game at hand. So I think they'll be ready to play. I just, it's a lot of points. Yeah, I do think we will come out on top. I just don't know about 13.5.
Can you stay focused this week and then Florida week? Because the big one's coming up, baby. The big one, Alabama and Neyland's coming up. Can you guys stay focused, get these 2 wins, and get to that moment?
I think we can. Yeah, I think if we do that, it'll be a pretty cool atmosphere again, like it was 2 years ago when Tennessee, Alabama played at Tennessee, and we did come out on top in that one. So, yeah, I think we'll stay focused and hopefully take care of Arkansas and Florida, and then possibly have a 1-2 or 1-3 in the country game at Neyland Stadium in a few weeks.
I was needling him just a little bit. We're talking with Eric Axley, PGA Tour champions golfer, past winner on the PGA Tour. You can't blow this time if you're Rocky Top against Florida, because Billy Napier, as I like to call him, is on the ropes. And you guys, they figured out a way last year, Eric, to not get the job done. So how tight do you think it could be up in Tennessee?
I mean, it's always a good game. No matter who, it seems like no matter who's supposed to win the game, it's tighter than most think. Both teams have athletes, and that's just, when you're elite programs and in the SEC, I mean, it's not hard to get athletes, and they both have athletes. So, you just have to show up and play every game. And, playing a kind of a gauntlet schedule in the SEC, is it's not always easy to do. But I think we have the right coaching staff in hand, and I think we'll get it done.
Now, Eric, I'm a cigar aficionado, so I need you to call the shot in 2 weeks. Will y'all be smoking cigars?
Against Florida?
I thought Alabama.
Oh, Bama. Milrose scares me. He does. Yeah, I think Neyland is a hard place to play. As like I said, we played them there. I was at the game 2 years ago, and I think we called 5 or 6, false starts and caused a couple turnovers from miscommunication. So if the crowd will always be a factor in that game. And when both teams are as talented as they are, I think that can be a big changing point. So, yes, I think we will be smoking a cigar.
I love it. All right, so before we turn you loose, the presentation at Furyk and Friends for fans is awesome, and I know you guys love it as touring pros, but this is your first bite of the apple, PGA Tour champions. What do you think of the golf course and chances beginning tomorrow?
And I thought the golf course was awesome. From the first time I, came out here earlier this week, played it Tuesday, and really, really loved it. Hopefully the weather holds out and it dries out a little bit. They've had a lot of rain, so it is kind of soft in the fairways. But yeah, if we can get lucky with the weather, I think it'll turn out to be absolutely fabulous.
I introduced Eric to Clayton Bromberg, one of our advertisers, who's a diehard Alabama fan who may want to smoke that cigar as well, depending on how things go. But there are a lot of college football fans, NFL fans that will be out there. And I would think North Florida, and this is your first trip here for this event, it's cool to see the fan engagement and them embracing this golf tournament.
Absolutely. It's been a pleasure since I've been here. And, there's been a ton of engagement, and everyone's been super nice. And it's been nothing but a great time.
All right, dude. Listen, we appreciate your time. Play well. Best of luck. And hopefully we'll connect depending on how that Florida-Tennessee game goes.
You got it. Thank you.
All right, man. Eric Axley. And he is like one of those guys that rolls in that volunteer circle, buddies with Jason Aldean, Morgan Wallen, all those guys.
Nice. Jimmy Haslam, too?
Yeah. I'm sure that all he tells Jimmy, the big booster up in Tennessee, is to quit raising my prices. He said he's down there near the, where all the action is, great seats, all that kind of stuff, one of the bigger supporters. But now that he's PGA Tour champions, he's got to kind of fix that schedule up for the fall and figure out exactly when he can play and how many games he can see and all that. But definitely the thing I like most about any of those guys out there is that they're fans just like we are, especially 50 and over. They're paying attention to some of these games that we live and die by more than they used to because their career was the full focus. All right, let's say hello to Herm Edwards, who has made a career in football, coaching, playing. Now, the analyst work that he does with ESPN, we have him coming up. All right, we have got a giveaway real quick before we get to Herm Edwards. RJ has set us up, and I tell you what, it's a sweet little prize when you're talking about giveaway. Hook them up, RJ.
Absolutely. You can win a pair of tickets to see Rascal Flatts at VyStar Veterans Memorial Arena on April 25th. Tickets are on sale tomorrow, October 4th. We're hooking you up early. Be caller number 1, 641-1010, and I'll hook you up.
You're riding in the First Coast Honda Dealer Studios. XL Primetime on 1010XL.
Hey, Jacksonville, I'm sure by now you've seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We are an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We are committed to customer service, reliability, and have unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today. GFL, green for life.
Hey, it's Matt Hayes. I've been playing Prize Picks, and I've been winning with Prize Picks, too, and you should, too. Look, Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with more than 5 million active members. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch that dough roll in. You think Justin Jefferson will get more than 83.5 yards Sunday, or Travis Etienne will rush for more than 75.5, or El Boogie will get more than 45.5 yards rushing? It's that simple. Prize Picks puts their members first, so all withdrawals are fast, safe, and secure. When my pick hits, I can get my money as quickly as 15 minutes. Now, here's the best part. Prize Picks is the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy. That means your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code JAX, J-A-X, and get $50 instantly when you play 5. It's all there, Prize Picks. Run your game.
Hey folks, this is Dave Benyon with my son Ammon here from Zero Res. Ammon, you've been cleaning air ducts for a while now. What are some of the reasons customers might consider getting their air ducts cleaned?
There are many reasons. Many times, people suffer needlessly from poor indoor air quality produced by the conditions in their air system. Construction dust, the presence of bacterial growth, and years' worth of buildup all come together to make your air ducts a pretty gross place. If you suffer from allergies, have recently moved, recently remodeled, or have never had your air ducts cleaned, then now is the best time to call. By calling Zero Res, you'll have the peace of mind of knowing that you called the best of the best. Our state-of-the-art truck mount system and top-of-the-line service representatives simply can't be found anywhere else. Google Zero Res and read thousands of 5-star reviews.
So what kind of deals can I expect?
Just mention that you heard us on the radio, and we'll give you $100 off your air duct cleaning.
Wow, that sounds like a pretty great deal. Remember, folks, Zero Res,
spelled forward or backwards, it's the right way to clean.
CEROREZ, Zero Res.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 5-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now graduate making over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or no student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees. About $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org, and you can apply there.
Apply by November 7th.
This is Keith Scott with Veterans Wholesale Cabinets. We are Northeast Florida's cabinet experts and your best option to elevate your home improvement project for both homeowners and contractors, and attention to detail to every project. VeteransWholesaleCabinets.com.
Grab your lucky spot on the couch, because traditions make Sunday easy to enjoy. Bud Light, easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
When you're behind the wheel of your car, you expect a safe journey. But what if the other driver's careless and you're injured? The responsibilities and demands on your spouse just doubled. You suddenly can't work. So what happens to your family's income? And by now, The emergency room and medical bills may be sitting on your kitchen counter. You've got some problems, and we want to hear about them. Call us at 396-5555. Farah and Farah, protecting you and your family since 1979. Office, Jacksonville.
This date in sports history is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On October 3rd, 1976, future Baseball Hall of Fame right fielder Hank Aaron plated a run on his final MLB swing, driving in his 2,297th run.
Blue here for the Blue Crab House, located right off of San Jose. It's on Jewington Creek Road. They've been around since 1996. Indoor-outdoor dining. Also, takeout is available at the Blue Crab House. Open 4:30 to 9, Tuesday through Saturday. Sunday, noon until 9. Remember, Tuesday, $2 margaritas. Wednesday, $1 oyster night. How about the blue crabs? How about my personal favorite, the Canadian snow crabs? Whatever it is that you fancy, you get it right there. The Blue Crab House.
Look out, world, we're getting strong. The future's here and we belong. She can STEM, she can do more. Like build a rocket and watch it soar. Or clean the oceans and make the world a better place. Oh, she can STEM, so can you. Find a cure, invent something new. There's no challenge in the world that she can't face. She can STEM.
Learn more at She Can STEM. A message brought to you by the Ad Council.
A lot of companies will tell you they're the best. At Custom Tree Surgeons, they show you every time. Custom Tree Surgeons has built an all-pro team. Every tree service professional has years of experience, continually trained and certified. They know what, when, and how to handle any job. It gets done efficiently and quickly by a team of experts. So for tree trimming, removal, stump grinding, and emergency services, forget any name other than Custom Tree Surgeons. There is no job they can't do better. Go to website CustomTreeSurgeons.com. That's CustomTreeSurgeons.com, and let them show you how the job is supposed to get done.
This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, head team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. Here's the latest update on the Jags, brought to you by Baptist Health and JOI.
Perhaps the biggest bright spot thus far in the Jaguars season is the performance of rookie first-round pick Brian Thomas Jr. Jaguars quarterback Trevor Lawrence on the production that the team is getting from BTJ.
Skill set and talents, you see him every week, and his ability to really just do everything that we need him to do. Win down the field, get open, create separation, and he's done a great job of that all season. So I thought Sunday was one of his best games and should have been even bigger. We had some more opportunities down the field that we're going to connect on in the future. So it's exciting watching him play and just seeing how much better he's gotten through the first 4 games.
Trevor Lawrence on Brian Thomas Jr. I'm Andrew Gibson with your Jacksonville Orthopedic Institute Jaguars update.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Now, another great guest on the Garber Auto Mall phone line.
Hello.
We can wiggle it.
I can't ask this fine gentleman how many times he's heard this one saying, but it is in my head right now. He knows what I'm thinking. Herm Edwards joins us now, ESPN analyst. He talks all things football. Herm, welcome in. How are you?
I am well. Thank you. I think, as you guys know, as former players, this is kind of interesting, the start of the season. I look at it this way. I'm optimistic. The first 4 games are really the preseason games that these guys didn't participate in. Mm-hmm. And you see it coming to life. And this is why you see some struggles, you see some inconsistency, because the veteran player doesn't play in the preseason anymore. And the last time I checked, when you're a football player, you got to play football. Yep. And when you decide to not play in the preseason, it carries over to the regular season. This is why it looks the way it looks right now, the NFL. I think this is the critical year. This is the critical time now for coaches in the sense that you've got 4 games, competitive games with your starters in on all 3 phases of it. And now you got to ask yourself this question. Going into the season, we had expectations of being this on offense, this on defense. But now that you have 4 games under your belt, now comes the ability to look at yourself and say, how do we evolve to what we've done in the last 4 games? Because that's who you are, whether you like it or not. And you got to win with the players you have, and you got to win with all of a sudden maybe changing your philosophy a little bit on both sides of the football.
Coach, you're preaching to the choir, Coach. I love your sermon. That's all I've been saying, Coach. And another thing that's disappointing about this team, Coach, is that when this team finds itself in an adverse situation, instead of bucking up and tightening your britches, they fold their tents, and those conversations aren't being had on the sideline like, hey, defense, we got you, or hey, offense, we got you. I think that's the most disappointing thing that I've noticed this team over the last 4 weeks.
Well, you make a great point. You guys have been in the locker room with former players. I've always said this. The NFL is about this. It's coach-fed, player-led. I'll say it again. Coach-fed, player-led.
Yeah.
Coaches give the players information. That's what they're supposed to do. Put the player in position to succeed. But leading the team, I tell those guys, hey, when you walk out here on this football field, it's on you guys now. The guys in the huddle. On the sideline, we can give you some more information. But when you get out there and 11 guys in that huddle, you got to look at each other now. You got to figure this out. I can't help you. And I say that as a former player.
Amen.
Ain't no coach coming in the huddle. It's you guys.
Herm, it's so good to hear your voice, man. So this is what the problem that I have with all this is I feel like coaches sometimes try and reinvent the wheel when it gets to this point of 0-4. When the reality is, look at your two best players on offense, Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Etienne. Just get those guys the ball, right? A certain number of times, get those guys the ball, right?
Sometimes be complicated. And here's the crazy part. They're offensive players, and so you have a quarterback that obviously, when he comes to the line of scrimmage, if he don't like what's called, hey, check out of it. Because if you're Trevor Lawrence, look, first of all, your numbers aren't very good either.
Yeah.
You're a 53% passer. If you'd have told me in 4 games Trevor Lawrence has 4 touchdowns, I'm going to say it again. Trevor Lawrence has 4 touchdown passes.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. And I'm like, is that in 1 game? No, that's in 4 games. This team right now can't score. They're scoring 19 points a game. Last time I checked, that ain't good enough. They are ranked right now offensively, when you look at them, they're 25th in the National Football League, 28th in passing. And the defense can't help because they're 30th ranked. And so the good thing is that they're not giving up a lot of points, on defense. I mean, they're keeping you in the game. But, man, can you imagine if you score 21 points, 24 points, you're not sitting 0-4.
Yeah, and the thing that drives you crazy, if you're a fan of the Jaguars, Coach, is that there appears to be 3 winnable ball games. You got blown out in the other one. So we're talking with Coach Herm Edwards. You see him on ESPN. What would you do to coach them out of this one? Because Doug Peterson's considered an offensive guy, yet you just named those offensive numbers.
No, you're right, and I think you got to set a standard of, okay, going into the week, you say, look, and you look at your opponent that you're playing, and you got to ask yourself this question. Okay, the opponent we're playing, how many points, have they given up on defensively? That you got to ask yourself that. You say, okay, we're playing this team, and then you got to figure out, okay, what's the number? I want to score 24 points, guys, or 30 points. Now, here's how it works. It's not all offense. Defense, you got to give me a turnover. Special teams, you got to make a big play to put me in position. Right, so you guys got to help too. You got to give me a short field, right? So you kind of put the onus on them too, because look, as much as you say it's a team game, as you guys know, you guys football players, you get it. Well, so it's offense. No, it's actually a team game, and you're playing a defense that you can get right with. Their numbers, they're 32nd in the National Football League. Last time I checked, there's only 32 teams. They're 32nd on defense. So now this is the game, and it gets better. It gets better, right? They're 32nd against, 31st, against the run, and 26th against the pass. So you got to get right. This is a get right game. This is a game that can all of a sudden flip everything, where you're feeling a whole lot better. Because look, once you win a game, then you're like, oh man, we finally won a game. Because right now, you're finding ways to lose games. You got to go find a way to win a game. And it's at Jacksonville. Now, here's what's crazy, guys. You guys know better than me because you cover this team. They got to lose the record at home. You know what? Hey, guys, I'm going to tell you something. I knew they were in trouble a long time ago. They still got that dude that swims in the swimming pool.
Yes.
You got to get that out of the stadium.
Thank you, Coach.
You got to remove it. I'm surprised. Doug Peterson, that's the first thing I'd have told those guys. Hey, man, we're removing this pool, man. We're getting the swimming pool up out of here.
I love it. Absolutely love it. Coach, hey, you just said it. Listen, I'm an old school. I believe that the team is built from the inside out. This team can't run the ball on 3rd and 1 and can't stop the run on 3rd and 1. So, I mean, that's the heartbeat of your team. And, you know, nowadays, unlike back in our days, we could simulate toughness. If you struggle, if you struggle with short yardage, then we had short yardage drills. We had middle drills, inside run, goal line drills. We had right in the middle of practice because we was going to fix that remedy.
No, you make a great point. And look, Doug is he's a good football coach. He's watched this team now, and he knows you don't have to have more talent than the opponent to be tough. You're going to give a player talent anyway. God gives talent. But toughness, you can teach toughness. You teach it, and the ones that don't want to do it, you weed them out. It's real simple. So if that is truly the message you want to send now after 4 weeks, you can create that in practice and say, hey, boys, this is what we're doing. And I don't care if you got 2 9-on-7. You start practice. As soon as you get out of stretch, let's go 9-on-7, boys. No fair dodging. We're going 9-on-7. As soon as you get out of stretching. And the whole team's going to sit there and watch. And then you go to practice. And then guess what I'm going to do? About an hour in, I'm blowing the whistle and say, come on, now it's second half. We're doing 9-on-7.
Herm, it's almost, it's.
Come on.
So
you can teach that.
Yeah, we were talking about this earlier in the week. Football really is 2 things, want and will.
No doubt. And look, players, one thing about players want to win. And if you're selling this now to your football team at 0-4, because they want to get fixed. They want information. You have them right now. You have their attention. They're tired of getting talked about. They're 0-4. You can't get no worse than that. You 0-4, man. You've lost 4 in a row. And so they're looking for the coach to say, Coach, what can we do? And Doug's probably in there saying, first thing we're going to do, and we might not even win this week, but we're going to get tough. We're going to be a tougher football game. We're going to be a tougher football team going forward, guys. And this is what we're going to do. And I'm going to tell you something. Them players will buy into that. Because right now they're searching, man. Them dudes want to win, man. You guys know how bad that is, man, when you're losing and you're walking in that locker room, man. It's like, man, you got to be kidding me. We're better than this. So, I mean, they got hope. Now they got to go fix it.
I hope they can turn it around. Now, listen, I don't know how many times you get asked. Like I said, when we started the interview, I could hear it in my head. You play to win the game. And I think I do an okay job with it, but I don't do it Herm way. Listen.
Here's the deal.
This is.
I said it one time.
Yeah.
I've never said it again.
So you won't say it?
No, never. When at the worldwide leader, when I first got to coach it, no. I ain't no.
Not doing it.
Dang it.
People ask me, I said, no, I said it one time. Everybody got the message. They know what it means.
I know,
and
but
let me tell you something, guys. Here's the funny part. And you're talking about Jacksonville.
Yeah, we need
it. When I said that,
yeah,
I'll give you this one. It's even better. It was on a Tuesday. No players in it. And you know what our record was? We were 2-5. And we had just came off a playoff year. We were 2-5. And on a Tuesday, the reporter was about to ask me the $1 million question. Are they going to quit? And I said what I said. Them players came in there on Wednesday, man, and I got stood up to get introduced to, to talk to the group about this is what we're getting ready to do. Chad Pennington stands up and says, hey, Coach, we heard what you said. And I looked at him, and then I looked at the team. I said, are we good? And the players said, Coach, we're good. We won the division.
I love it.
True story.
Yeah, see, that's it right there.
Sometimes you just got to send the message, man.
All right, listen, Coach, we appreciate it. I hope you have inspired all of Duval with some of that, even though we didn't get you to say the one saying. I think they know out there that they better play to win the game. Thank you very much.
Hey, don't forget this. This is the most important thing.
Yeah.
I have said this because I correct people. Don't forget the jingle. Hello.
Oh, it's the truth. Hey, listen, great catching up. Best of luck. Enjoy your time. Every time you're making people smile. Know that.
Thank you, brothers. I appreciate you guys.
All right, Coach.
Herm Edwards up there is
Good
he
people,
does it.
man. Good people.
He does it with that energy, and that's what you're like you said.
Man, Coach got me fired up, bro.
Yeah,
that's what I'm talking about. He old school. I love it.
Yeah, he's different people, man.
Okay,
Good
so
people.
2-5. He says, "Are we good? Are we good?" And so I do get what he's saying. And Doug doesn't have the same personality, but somehow, some way, you still need to be able to get that.
You got to let. They got to believe, bro. I'm telling you, get the 500. That's all you need to do. You get the 500. You're in the playoff. You're in the playoff. I know. Playoffs a long way, but all you get. Listen, you got 3 winnable games.
You got to go 9-4 now.
Yeah. Listen, bro. I've been on teams where we won 7 straight. I've been on teams that won 6 straight.
Because
this team won in 22. They won 7 straight, right?
Well,
6 straight.
They won 6, including the playoff.
Right.
So it was, I think, 6 of 7. All right. So hold that thought right there, and let's turn it into this right now.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jack's cool since '87.
My takeaway is I love Herm Edwards. He's old school. Everything about him. You gotta get the players to believe, man. You gotta get. Listen, at worst, you got to become a tougher team on both sides of the ball. It's inexcusable for you not to be able to get 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s, or be able to stop 3rd and 1s, 3rd and 2s. That's just toughness. If nothing else, just be freaking tough.
Yeah, my takeaway is, look, we can all talk about this. And we can talk about how it's got to change now. And we've been doing this for the last 3 weeks, man. Like, you weren't here yesterday. You know, we got on him, man. There was a guy on the text line said, every week you say this is the week. And he's right. He's right. Every week it's, all right, it's got to happen now. Yeah. And at some point you're going to get beyond that line. And it's not going to be every week at that point. Then it's, all right, where are they going to end up in the draft? Well, where are they going to pick in the draft?
Yeah.
How does this work with a new coach next year? Because if you lose at home to the Colts this weekend, when you're honoring the greatest coach in the history of your franchise, and you go to 0-5, brother, somebody's getting fired. Yeah. I don't know who, but somebody's getting fired.
Right. And look, when you think of it, is that you're right. We keep saying, is it this week? And Doug's trying to say the same thing to the players inside that locker room. But still, you have to engineer it. That's the job of a head coach, engineer it. And then the players, like we said, have got to do so much. My takeaway is that I love that Coach reminded us of, don't forget about the beginning. Hello? Because that is the most important thing. So when you get to the bank and you look at those fans, look at them, go, hello, let's go win us a game for these fans.
Listen, I think the best thing that Coach said was that he said, coaches coach, players play. Coaches give you the information.
Yeah.
All right? It's up to you. When you hit that field, it's on you now. Mm-hmm. Ain't no coaches in the huddle. So, I mean, all this about the play calling and this and that, it still comes down to execution at a very high level. Not just blocking. I'm talking about blocking and finishing. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Coaches give information. It's up to you as players to take the information and be accountable for it, executing it at a very, very high level. And this team is not doing that.
I love that. I call it the Colts curse ever since they jobbed us way back in the day with old man Searcy trying to use Duval in 1979 to basically pawn the possibility of Jacksonville getting a football team just to use us against Baltimore so he could Mayflower his way to Indianapolis. So I put a curse on them, and hopefully it will continue, and they will get basically what
a pox on you, Colts.
Yeah, exactly. What they deserve on Sunday, but these fans of Duval deserve to feel better about their football team. And I don't know if it can turn, will turn, or head in the right direction for the full amount of the season, but just give them one. I'm talking to a bunch of Jaguar fans yesterday at Timuquana, and they're like, please don't let them leave without a win. And I said, don't cross the Atlantic as a loser. At the very least, get one now, and then you got a chance. You're playing the Bears and the Patriots. Both of them are gettable. We know that. And you can go from 0-4 to 3-4 if you get these 3 done. Who knows what happens after that? But at the very least, click your way towards a possible 500 record and then see what happens.
Yeah. It sounds cliche, but it's one game at a time.
Mm-hmm.
You find your way to 500. That's it. You find your way to 500, bro. You don't know. Amidst all the everything else going in the AFC, you might find yourself as an 8 seed or 7 seed, right outside, outside looking in.
All right, so real quick, just based on the way the AFC. Listen, he's
I'm digging in the trenches. I'm deep in the trenches.
You're in that hole right now. You just keep digging, man.
I am deep in the trenches.
But Leon's right. You look at that schedule. When you walk into your locker room, I don't know whether it's got a schedule set up right now or whatever, but you know how many games you've got left to play. And if you want to feel good, more times than not, after 60 minutes of ball, where you gave everything you had, physically and mentally, you want it to add up to more wins than losses. And if we just talk about the AFC South, based on the way Jacksonville played Houston, they lost, but they played them tough. It was a winnable ball game. What's the record for the AFC South right now at the end of the season? It feels like it could be around that 9 number. Things get tough for Houston. I'm gonna pull their schedule up, but what do you think it is?
9. I don't think it's 8.
I don't think it's 9. 9 and 8 wins the division. I mean, yeah, we lost to Houston, but I mean, I don't look at Houston as no world beater. I mean, they got a good team, but they get beatable. It ain't like we got the Chiefs in the division, anything like that.
Right. You don't necessarily, even though, like we said, they got back to where they've got the advantage over everybody, but it's possible, and that's really all they're trying to look for. Bills, Texans this week. Bills need to bounce back after their stinging loss, so they could deal one to the Texans. Texans, Patriots, I'm going to call that a dub. Texans, Packers up in Green Bay. That ain't no easy task, especially if Jordan Love gets back to healthy. Colts, Texans, okay, fine. Toss up. It has been a good rivalry between those two. Texans, Jets, depending on how healthy Aaron Rodgers is. They got the Lions, the Cowboys, all of them on the schedule. The Chiefs coming up, the Ravens coming up.
Oh yeah, they got the first place schedule.
Yeah.
Let's see what they're made of.
It can happen. Probably won't, but it can. It can. Listen, that's all you can do.
I love how you guys just throwing sunshine everywhere, man.
We are, bro.
I'll tell you something. Otherwise, it's hellish, okay? And I'd rather
these guys can't even pull off a double team block, and you guys are throwing sunshine everywhere.
Well, if they threw that, the Jacksonville ifs, I don't want them to become the Jacksonville ain'ts. I'm just trying to provide a little hope. Okay.
It'd be great. I mean, honestly, just get a win and feel good about yourself.
Yes.
At that point, maybe something clicks.
But if you do go from 4-time loser to 3-time winner, it will change the way you view things. You can have a renewed spirit and enthusiasm.
Who do they got coming back? The Packers? Do they have coming back after
Packers,
London?
Yeah.
Yeah, is that the first game back?
That's the first game back. The Packers,
You never know. Maybe Jordan Love's hurt that game. Who knows, right?
Well, the game that they just put up against Minnesota, it didn't look that good. Now, I know Jordan Love was coming back from a pretty big scare, a scare as much as anything with that MCL, and he just didn't look the same.
Listen, I'm calling it 4-4.
I love Leon. He's such a believer. You know what that just did? You just called 4-4. I've never seen the embedded and shredded smile when he walks in. This time, it changed.
Now, the 2-minute drill, brought to you by Injury Care Centers. Discover BioTarget Regenerative Therapy, a safer drug-free solution for lasting pain relief. Visit GoBioTarget.com.
Smiling Hayes Carline, okay? The embedded and
I'd love
shredded.
to see 4-4.
Enthusiastic.
There's no chance of it, but I'd love to see it.
How about just let's take baby steps?
How about win a game on Sunday?
Yeah, one. Okay, listen, one. That's all we're asking. But
Everyone else in the NFL has one of these things.
We did get a little crazy. Can you imagine? Hey, you're one of 32, and you're the only one of 32 that doesn't have one. That's awful.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to have a 9-week debate over whether Travis Hunter is going to be a receiver or a corner here. I mean, come on. None of us want that. Win a game.
He will be.
Feel free to win multiple games. And yes, by all means, get to 4-4.
Jacksonville will make history. He will be the first two-way player for the rest of his entire career in a Jaguars uniform. First ever to do it.
I mean, he is going to be so incredible in the NFL. I mean, I don't debate that at all. But hopefully this team is not heading towards that kind of a draft pick. But so far, they're on the clock right now. So hopefully that changes.
What you got coming up?
We're going to have a lot of fun stuff coming up on the Frangie Show. Greg McGarity will join us from the Gator Bowl to talk college football. We'll also have Rick Ballou talking Knowles. We'll have our Scholar Athlete, which will be a lot of fun as well. So a lot of great stuff coming up on the Frangie Show.
All right, looking forward to it. Hayes, the French man, JJ, they all got it coming.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Thank you. So as they keep it going, like you said, it doesn't feel like you're going to be able to turn it around.
Carlin was shocked when he heard that 4-4.
Just win one, okay? And look, we're here for shock value, are we not, Leon?
Yes.
Occasionally.
Yeah, bro.
But you have to set goals like that. And I understand the player's point of view there. I totally get it.
I'll put it out there, bro.
Okay.
It's in the ether, bro.
You also put the Super Bowl out there a couple years ago, too. So.
Man, why you want to bring up old stuff?
Yeah, but he also he put some other good stuff out there in the ether.
He has.
All right, so we're done, and we will be at Furyk and Friends tomorrow. Timaquan will be the military's Patriots outpost, and it's all the military, current or have served. They're all invited out to enjoy the Patriots outpost. They do such a great job there. Hopefully we will see you. We see many of you that have served our fine country, and you come out and say hello, and we totally appreciate it. So we look forward to that tomorrow, 2 o'clock tomorrow afternoon out at beautiful Timaquan. We are done thanks to Corona. Don't forget Corona Extra, Corona Light, Corona Premier. You can get them all. Enjoy one this weekend. Joe C., Matt Hayes, Big Searcy, and RJ. You got the Frangie Show coming up next.